getting the conservatorship dissolved, securing her own freedom. So at the start of chapter 45, she says, "The first step towards securing my freedom was for people to begin to understand that I was still a real person, and I knew that I could do that by sharing more of my life on social media. I started trying on new clothes and modeling them on Instagram. I found it incredibly fun. Even though some people online thought it was odd, I didn't care. When you've been sexualized your whole life, it feels good to be in complete control of the wardrobe and the camera." That's one of the things I really hate as a criticism of Britney the most right now, is that a lot of people look at her Instagram and see she's doing silly dances, she's modeling outfits that are very revealing, and people are like, oh, she might still be insane. Is it okay that she is a free person with autonomy? Yes, because people with mental health issues still deserve the right to be free and autonomous humans. A lot of us have mental health issues in this world, and if we go about trying to police what people are allowed to do that isn't harming anyone else, just if they act in ways that we don't consider normal and we think that that means they need to be forcibly institutionalized or forcibly put under someone else's ownership, that's literally reinstating slavery. That is literally fascism. The world is going to turn into an authoritarian nightmare if we allow that kind of stuff to happen. And the fact that Britney was breaking free of this is a huge step in the right direction. She says freedom means being goofy, silly, and having fun on social media. Freedom means taking a break from Instagram without people calling 911. Freedom means being able to make mistakes and learning from them. Freedom means I don't have to perform for anyone, on stage or off stage. Freedom means that I get to be as beautifully and perfect as everyone else, and freedom means the ability and the right to search for joy in my own way, on my own terms. And I couldn't agree more. Whether or not Britney is still having mental health troubles right now, that's her business, that's her own life, that's between her and her own doctors. That is not for us as the public to speculate on, and I think this memoir does a really great job of driving home the point that she is an individual person, she has her own wants and needs in her life, and they don't have to align with what the fans and the crowd wants and needs. She also does give a lot of thank yous to her fans for starting the Free Britney movement and for caring about her enough to drum up so much public knowledge of the situation and what was going on there. I think the comparison of Britney to Marilyn Monroe is especially apt here because Marilyn was someone who in her time was so speculated on regarding her mental health, regarding her personal life and things like that, and people trying to nail down every single move that she did. Is she okay? Is she not okay? She had many of her own mental health struggles. The ways that the press took that as drama and public consumption was ultimately detrimental to her. If Britney is our generation's version of Marilyn Monroe, the positive side is that Britney is still with us. She's still alive. And she has the chance to reclaim her story. She has the chance to tell her side of things and to have us listen. So I really do recommend Britney's book, The Woman in Me. There were parts of the writing that I thought could have been done a little bit better. There were parts where I felt like we were skipping around in time. We were missing some things here and there. But overall, I think it is worth it to hear the inner workings of what went on, especially in the conservatorship, especially in understanding how detrimental and how abusive these things can be to people. I think it's doing a lot in favor of furthering the discussion on mental health, understanding that even if you're going through a mental health struggle, you are still a person. You are still a person with your own perspective and your own autonomy in the world. Nobody gets to take who you are from you. Nobody gets to control your body. No one gets to force you to work for them, things like that. So I'm really glad that this whole situation has come to light and that Britney is now in the process of reclaiming her own life and doing things on her own terms going forward. If she does return to making more music, I will look forward to listening to it. And if she doesn't, then we have tons of wonderful music of hers from the past to listen to as much as we want, and I'm very grateful for that. So